I just landed here at Espenshide. I put in at Bauman Park in Cherry Valley and just went on a short route and came here in Espenshide, and I figured I'd tell you some of the ideas of the gear I carry. I carry, obviously, a life preserver. I carry sunglasses because at certain times of the day the sun is just blinding right in your eyes when it gets down low and it ricochets off the river, reflects off the river. It's not fun. I wear a hat for the same reason, to kind of dip my head, and because it can get windy in the Kishwaukee Valley. When you're going down the river valley, it can be windy. The cell phone I'm recording this on, I carry it inside of a Ziploc bag, fold it up, and then put that inside of another Ziploc bag with a slider to keep the water out. And I actually dipped, as you can maybe tell, when I first took off, I was trying to pull some string out of the water to see if there was a lure on it or something, and turned, and I just started dipping all of a sudden, and water came in because I don't wear a skirt on the kayak. So, kind of saved my phone maybe. I carry usually water. Today I carried a caffeine-free Zevia Cola. It's sugar-free and diabetics can drink it. There's no food coloring. It's just carbonated water and stevia, basically. I carry a sponge. That's to clean out the kayak, because sometimes you can take on water, especially if you happen to have holes in the side. Some have drainage holes. I think they're more trouble than they're worth, so I glued mine closed. And then a friend of mine in town told me, he's like, just take a sponge, and you shouldn't get a lot of water in your kayak. If you do get a decent amount, just shake it and pour it out. Once you get just a little bit out, because of the lip running around the kayak, it doesn't want to let the water come out. So you take a sponge, dip it in, squeeze it out. It takes about a minute, and you're dry or pretty close to it. I found a baseball in the water. Of course, I carry my double oars. And that one. It's also a nice weapon. That's how I travel. But a better weapon, dowel rods. Anybody jumps me with these, they better be ready, because these are hardwood dowel rods, and I know something about them. So these go in. Sometimes I've carried a few snacks before, but usually I'm only on the water for an hour and a half, 2 hours, so I don't need anything. I just eat and drink a little bit before I go. But yeah, you should get on the water. It's a lot of fun. And CJ Hoyle, if you're watching, I still don't know what model this is. I've never been able to find any kind of a design written on it or anything like that. It was given to me by a friend of mine. It was originally blue, and then I assume he spray painted it into the camouflage that it is. I'm thinking about painting it black. There's nothing. I can't find anything on it, even on the interior. There's nothing. Not on the seat. Nothing. I have no idea who made this thing. And the funny thing is, it's got a flat area back here. It's real flat with a lip. It's almost as if there was going to be a drilled hole for a storage compartment, or it's got a flat surface, but it doesn't have any webbing. So I don't know who put the webbing in, if it came standard or if it was added later. I would love to add some webbing to the back of that, because I'd like to store more gear. For instance, I think it'd be nice to store a tent on the back of it, and you could go downriver and tent somewhere on an island or something like that and camp out. That would be cool. And the preppers that are watching, get a kayak. Learn to use it. Because in a grid-down situation, depending on where you need to travel, you can travel pretty quickly with these things. but you'd have to use it, because if you go trying to take off in a kayak and just go 200 miles, you're going to kill yourself. The first or second time I tried kayaking, I ended up with a terrible headache because of shoulder tightness, and so I built my way up. But yeah, like one of the days I went for like 2.5, 3 hours, something like that, kayaking, and it tightened up so bad, and it was terrible pain from a headache. I still don't know what this is for. This has got, I don't know, stores something. But but consider getting a kayak, not only for entertainment, relaxation. It is so relaxing, so peaceful. Like today I was coming along, I don't know if it's a crane or what it would be called. My sister would know. It's the kind of bird that has a sharp point in the back, and I think it had a feather hanging down, and it's got real tall legs, so I don't know if it's a crane or what it would be called. And I got maybe about this close to it. I mean, I was getting pretty close at one point. I've never been able to get that close from me to you. And so I mean, it's so much fun. But, like I say, if something were to happen, and if there was like an EMP, you needed to travel, obviously train tracks are one of the best ways. And they're on maps usually. But a river is another way. I mean, you're probably not going to run into other people on the river too much unless they're fishing for survival. But it's free energy, because it's moving on its own. It's already moving, and then any exercise you put into it just speeds it up. So when I'm going a decent amount of speed, I don't know. I would guess I'm going at least 6 miles an hour. I really don't know. And don't hate me because I don't know what the knots would be. But I'm going pretty fast when I'm going. And so you couldn't do that all day, but I can go from the Kishwaukee to the Rock, and from the Rock to the Mississippi. I wouldn't want to be on the Mississippi with this unless I was wearing a skirt around it. The skirt is, for those who don't know, it wraps around this little lip here. It wraps all the way around with you inside of it, so that when water splashes up, like on the Mississippi or something, it just rolls right off. It doesn't go down and fill it. Well, I've been on, where was it? Pierce Lake at Rock Cut. I've been on there multiple times. I've done complete routes around there. But one time I went on there, and it started getting dark, and it started having a storm come in, and the water got so choppy, I thought I might sink. The water was almost coming into the kayak. It was getting so bad. And so I was, farther than from me, the end of the river that you can see down there. I was farther than that from where I had to get out, and it was getting scary. But but carry a weapon, because you never know who you're going to find on the river. I've come across drunks before. So have a good one. Thanks for watching.